Making the Grade, a production of Community Colleges of Spokane.
Hello, thank you for joining us. I'm Christine Johnson, Chancellor of the Community Colleges of Spokane. CCS is made up of wonderful institutions, and chief among them, the Institute for Extended Learning. It's a wonderful community resource that prepares students from basic skills to career readiness and career training. Teresa Lukens interviewed Counselor Sammy Salvatore to learn about this outstanding community resource at the IEL.
This is the Institute for Extended Learning, or simply known as the IEL. It's tucked back in the trees across from Spokane Falls Community College. It's often the first stop for students who plan on going to SCC or SFCC or one of the four-year institutions. IEL counselor Sammy Salvatore says it's the place people go to start the rest of their lives.
Many times it is the place they should come before, because people have been out of school for a long time. Even if they had good academic skills, sometimes they get rusty. We can help people brush up on their academic skills to help prepare them through programs like College Prep to be successful on the campus. Because one of the things we know is that if people go into college unprepared, they have a really hard time being successful there. So we can really help people be ready to attend SFCC or SCC, and we can be a simple place for people to start because we're a simple institution.
Choosing the right option starts when you walk in the door.
They come in, they meet with me, we talk about what might be their next best step. It might be immediately to go to the campus, but it might be to take advantage of some of the programs that we have here at the IEL to get them ready to go to SF or SCC.
Classes cater to all ages and skill levels.
So we have adult basic ed, that's where people might get their GEDs, or they might just come in for brush up on math and English skills or computer skills. So they have those things. We have programs like the iBest program, which prepare people. I love the iBest program because they're 1 or 2 quarter programs, but what happens is, as happens in many of our programs, we get them in to the classroom and they discover that they are really excellent learners, because they come in with a lack of confidence about their ability to be successful in a classroom, because maybe they've been out of a classroom for a long time, or maybe they were never successful in a classroom when they were young. So once we can get them in a classroom and have them get successful, many people go on then to earn certificates or associate's degrees.
Programs at the IEL are constantly evolving based on local business, student needs, and in some cases budget cuts. One of the classes that was recently phased out because of lost funding was called Change Point. It helped women who found themselves, for whatever reason, having to support their families.
So what we had to do is put our heads together and decide, how can we take the most successful components of Change Point and move them into a program that can be for everyone. And that's what we did. So when we developed Career Transitions, which is a 6 weeks program that happens here every 6 weeks in the Magnuson Building, that focuses both on hard skills and soft skills. So in other words, they do a lot of computer skills because, as we know, that's the background to a lot of office work. So we definitely provide that. We also try to provide some of the soft skills.
Salvatore says the Institute for Extended Learning is Spokane's hidden gem.
As you know, we talk about job creation and we talk about preparing people to work and all that stuff, and so many people don't know how to start or where to start. And I don't care who you are, the IEL is a great place to start, whether it's with a phone call to say, how do I, or if it's just meeting with, I'm a community resource. So I get lots of people who are not students, and they come in and they say, I don't know how this, or I don't know about that, and then I can connect them with resources if I don't, have the information that they need. And that is always a great pleasure of mine when I get to do that.
Thank you for being here. I'm Christine Johnson, Chancellor of the Community Colleges of Spokane, and we're going to be welcoming and talking to 2 very special guests. Jenny Martin, who is the Dean for the Institute of Extended Learning, and she'll tell you much more about what her important role is, and Denise. And Denise is going to be talking to us about the student services and all that is provided to the students at the IEL. So let's just begin, Jenny, by sharing a little bit more about the Institute of Extended Learning. In our 6-county region, CCS has Spokane Community College, Spokane Falls Community College, and our hidden gem, the Institute for Extended Learning. So what is it? What does it do? Where is it?
Well, the Institute for Extended Learning seems to be everywhere. We are up north in Republic, Ione, Colville, and Newport, and then down south in Pullman. And our role, we see it is to serve our communities. So we're in centers in old Safeway buildings. We have old high schools in some of the towns and communities that we serve. And so we feel that we're an integral part of the workforce and community educational resource in these extended areas.
And so Denise, tell me, what would students expect if they go to a class to try to enroll at Ione or Republic or Newport or Colville or Pullman? What is it? What's their first step, and what services are provided to them?
Well, when you go into the, especially in the rural areas, in our 6-county range, when they go to the offices there, first thing, of course, they're going to get enrolled, but they find out that most of the services in the outlying areas offer credit classes, so they don't have to drive into Spokane or go to our Falls or the SCC campus to take credit classes. They can take them right there.
You're saying credit classes toward a degree or certificate right there at Ione and right there at Republic and Colville. So how does that work with the colleges? Say a little bit more about that.
Well, when they can enroll there, they can, the Office of Admissions is there. And of course, they are credited through Spokane Falls Community College.
So you're saying the actual degree or certificate will be at the IEL, but with the credit through Spokane Community College or Spokane Falls Community College.
Yes, exactly. So that way, you know, during those winter, when the winter comes, they don't have to make that long drive into Spokane. And there's new programs that have started in the northern counties. I believe there's an aerospace program that has started there, and I'm going to defer to Jenny right now. She'd probably know a little bit more about that one, but I think that's very exciting for the members.
It's very excited. So we're having impacting the aerospace industry in some of our rural counties. So say more about that, Jenny.
Sure. In Colville, just this winter, we started a short-term rural aerospace training program. And this program was built with the support of Boeing, based on the knowledge, skills, and abilities that they're looking for with their employees. So it's a 3-quarter program serving individuals in Colville, which again is very exciting for us to serve this community, providing professional technical training on site where folks don't have to drive to Spokane to receive this.
And again, it's so important that I want to restate it. This is in partnership with Boeing.
With Boeing.
Helping prepare the workforce, its future workforce, right there in Colville. In
Colville. And so this is a great partnership with Boeing where students can finish the program and would have to move to work for Boeing.
Sure.
But they're also gaining skills and training that they could find jobs in their local communities and support some of those local businesses. And we have some great partnerships with local business in Colville. One of our instructors is actually a local business owner who is really interested in passing on the skills and abilities that he needs for his future workforce as well.
Sure. That is remarkable. So how are the students responding to that, Denise? Or, you know, is there a great interest in, clearly the aerospace industry is a critical one for the state, but give some other examples of some of the students who come in looking for a particular area and are helped. Just, you must see so many, and I'm sure you're inspired by them.
Yes, we are. And unfortunately, with the economy the way that it is, we're seeing lots of students coming in to be retrained, but that's why we're there. One of the reasons we're there is to help them to look, if you're looking for another career direction. We have counselors at all the sites, of course, who can help people maybe decide what it is they want to do or help them with that career exploration. A lot of times students come in and they already know what they want to do.
Sure.
They just want to know how to get started. And so we walk along with them at each step. We make it try to make it as seamless as possible. We know sometimes if you have not been in school for a while and you're starting over again, and not know, well, gosh, you guys are so spread out. Who do I talk to? So we do help them with that. We've got all types of programs through the Institute for Extended Learning. Like I said, most of the credit classes are more in your outlying areas, but here in Spokane, we have Head Start. We have, if you need to get a GED, if you English as a second language classes. We have parent co-op classes, seniors classes, programs, which are now called Act 2.
Okay, Act 2 for our senior citizens.
And of course, then we have the Career Transitions Program, which I'm the coordinator of. And so it's, if you're not quite sure what it is you'd like to do, maybe you've been laid off, or you're underemployed, and you want to do some career exploration there, brush up on job skills, that's where our program comes in to help students. And all along, as I said, we provide the services for students as long as we know what it is they want to do.
That is remarkable. And again, describe, if you can, the range of students. I'm sure you have some students who are right out of high school, other students who are seniors, and others kind of in between. So say a little bit about the kinds of students we're serving, and if there are particular services that one group needs more than another, and just a little bit more about all the support that is provided, such valuable support.
Well, basically anyone who needs our help. So we're looking at an age range from 18 to 70.
That's a broad range.
It depends on the program that they are involved with. I know coming into the program that I personally coordinate, we see people who are have been working, maybe for many years and are coming in. Maybe they've been laid off. Maybe we've had people who are retired, and they're wanting to maybe start another career. Maybe just work again, or just do things for interest. Or they may want to get a degree. They decided I want to further my education, so I'm going to go back and take these classes that I always wanted to take but couldn't because of different types of responsibility. We have students who are maybe on TANF who are coming in and taking
say a little
classes.
bit more about TANF. What is it, and how do we help the students who are on TANF?
Well, TANF is a temporary aid for needy families,
Yes.
which is, of course, through the Department of Social and Health Services. And many times the Work First, most of them are on the Work First program, and their Work First coordinators will refer them to the Institute for Extended Learning to take classes so that they can develop better job skills, or maybe even look into furthering their education by getting short-term certificate programs that will help them to become more self-sufficient. A lot of times our TANF clients are single parents who are maybe need a GED, maybe not have done as well in high school, or many have, but life has just kind of pulled the rug out from under them, so they're needing to work towards progressing.
So also brushing up some skills and all.
Up on skills, yes.
Okay, that's excellent. What a wide range of services. And then Jenny, of course, you are connecting some of the students to the employers.
Correct.
Talk about the range of employers that you find in all of our different communities, and how we're trying to meet their needs. And I know that some of the employers may not be as big as other employers
Sure.
in Spokane or in the bigger communities, but just say about the range of employers we're working with, and also again, the programs, the different kinds of degrees and certificates offered.
Sure. Well, for us, it's very important to build partnerships and relationships in our communities. We're not only looking at the businesses we serve, but we're also looking at the agency partners. We all kind of work together, especially in the small communities where everyone knows everyone. At the beginning, some of our community partnerships and our agency partners with Department of Social Health Services, with WorkSource, with the WIA partners,
Sure.
which are the Workforce Investment
Investment
Act partners. They refer students to us. They know that we can provide the type of training that individuals need so they can be competitive in the workforce. So we receive referrals, we work with the students folks like Denise really help the students find where they want to go, what program would be best for them. Sometimes it's right at the beginning, like we said, with GED or some basic skills brush up, and then moving on into some of our credit certificates and or degrees. So we do offer short-term certificates in our rural areas. In Pullman, in Newport, Colville, we have 1-year certificates and 2-year AA transfer degrees, which support students. And then at the completion, we also have strong links with employers so that we can help our students target, okay, I want this degree because I want to work for this company in my community. So we're working on that. Now, it's not always possible in this tough economic time to stay in the community.
Stay in the community, correct.
So it's important for us to also have links in other communities.
Sure.
So we may have a student who finishes their degree in Newport, but we have connections in Spokane and or other places.
Correct.
So that's important for us as well, is that we serve the community, but we also understand that we sometimes have to look beyond that individual community
indeed,
as
yeah.
well. Some other things that are really exciting that we provide in, especially in our northern counties, is we provide some of the allied health prerequisites so that students can stay in their community, take those classes, and then as they decide, oh, I want to become a nurse, I can come back down to Spokane, finish up my degree here, and then maybe come back to my community at that point. So we do a lot of that with our degrees and certificates. But one of the other roles we've really played over the years is providing workforce training for employers on-site, customized training to meet their needs as well.
That's remarkable. To actually go on-site at the employer's convenience and offer workforce training there. Give the example of some of the areas in which that is taking place.
We've done that quite a bit in Spokane, but we've also served some companies that are in our rural sites. We've been up in Republic at the Kinross Mines and provided customized technical training as well as computer training there. Bringing laptops on site to provide Excel training for their staff. So we have a great tech team as part of our Community Colleges of Spokane team, and so they'll lug those computers up there for us, and we bring up an instructor and we provide the training. We've done some work for some of the county offices in Ferry County, and right now we're working on some relationships down in Pullman with some of the local engineering companies because they also have needs, and we want to be able to serve those needs in all of our communities.
This is just remarkable when you're talking about the range of service, first of all, the range of students, and then the kinds of services provided, all about meeting students where they are, and then advancing them into the proper career path while serving employers and improving our overall economy. It's so exciting to hear this, and we're going to take a quick break and be back for more.
Making the Grade, a production of Community Colleges of Spokane.
Welcome back to Making the Grade. I'm Christine Johnson, Chancellor of the Community Colleges of Spokane, and it's been a great conversation today with Denise McKinnon, Student Services at the Institute for Extended Learning, and Jenny Martin, Dean of Rural Education at the IEL. It's been a challenging time in our state, Jenny and Denise, and we know that just like every other institution and organization, Community Colleges of Spokane took its budget cuts that were difficult. Yet we've been able to accomplish so much at CCS and at the IEL. Talk about some of the impact of those cuts and what you've done to make sure that we could keep services going for the students.
Sure. One of the major cuts for the Institute for Extended Learning last year was a cut to our Change Point or Displaced Homemaker program. This was a cut that the legislature made. It was a direct line item cut for this particular program, so it was no longer funded. This is a program that we truly valued. Our administration, our faculty, our staff really valued the Change Point Displaced Homemaker program because it was really serving our community in a way where we're taking non-traditional students, folks who've been out of the workplace, who've been out of education, and really brought them in and showed them what their potential could be. So we really value this program. We also had another program that was serving the needs of our community with our unemployed and our work first students, and it was called Career Builder. And again, job skills, potential building, goal setting, career coaching. So what we decided to do last year was combine the two programs.
Interesting.
We used some one-time funding to make it happen, to develop some new curriculum, to bring our faculty and staff together, and that team worked together over a long summer and built this new program, which we called Career Transitions.
Okay.
We're very excited about the program and the potential. Over the past year, we served 400 students in this program, and we think the number of students we served is important, but it's also showing that we're serving the community. Our community partners really value this service. They need this service here in Spokane. And so folks like Denise, who work individually with the students, the partners are constantly talking about the impact that people like Denise have on these students' lives.
So what is the impact? I mean, it's remarkable to hear about the need that the students have, members of our community, and then the services that help them get off on the right track, and in a time that's difficult in the state and difficult for the families.
Well, having worked with the Change Point program for 10 years with the displaced homemakers, I totally understood that. The one thing that most of the students in that particular situation and others, when they come to us, the first thing they're looking for is kind of a beacon of hope.
Yes.
And so one of the things that program and many of the programs within the Institute for Extended Learning are able to do, I think, is to help build the confidence level. Get the nervousness out of the way, because one of the things that happens when people come in, some of the students that I talk to, the first thing is they think of is, am I going to be able to do this? Mm-hmm. And we encourage them to let them know, yes, you can. Because one of the excuses, well, I've been out of the classroom for so many years, I'm not going to be able to remember, and just a lot of different things, because they're very nervous about returning to school again. But we let them know it's like riding a bicycle. It will come back, and it does. It does. And so one of the things that they're very concerned about is, of course, upgrading job skills.
Sure.
And because when they come to most of our programs, that's what they want to do, because they want to become more self-sufficient. They realize they have to get back out into the job market again, too, and that can be pretty daunting, especially now.
Well, and as you're saying, the students' confidence is built because they're getting new skills.
Yes,
so it's a confidence in their own ability to now be more prepared for that job interview or the steps to get the job. So.
And the thing that I think that excites me the most is they surprise themselves.
Yes, yes.
And it's like with anything, any of our programs, is once the light bulb goes on, all we just get to do is step back and watch them progress further. So, and then making that transition from different programs, like coming into Change Point, which is merged to the Career Transitions program. We're kind of a launching point to help give them options as to what is available to them, and they make those decisions.
So they make decisions about the career to pursue, but you have clearly shown them what the different requirements are and so forth. So that's
exactly. A lot of the students are going into one of the other, I think, best-kept secrets within the IELs called the IBEST program, which is a nationally recognized program. It stands for Integrated Basic Education Skills Training.
Okay.
There's a cohort feel to it, and it's specifically for those students who are more or less kind of dipping their toe in the water, just to see if this is something that they can do. And the great thing about this program is that they get college credits for it too.
Excellent. So it's an award-winning program, and the students get to integrate their basic skills with job skills.
Yes,
is that the concept?
Yes, entry-level skills.
Entry-level skills to get that first job.
Yes,
so
exactly.
That's outstanding. And Jenny, I want to go back to you, because you're really talking about the level of efficiency that the Institute for Extended Learning had. Is the money was cut, but the team of faculty and administrators decided the program was worth doing, and so you consolidated programs and using one-time funds kind of rebuilt it, redesigned it. So it's all those things we know that we must do to stay viable. Redesign, efficiency, and then of course the excellence of the program delivery. What have you seen in terms of the impact, with that kind of consolidation of other things you're doing that are innovative? And I know there's a lot of innovation going on all across CCS and at the IEL. So some of the other innovations that you are seeing across the IEL.
Well, I think we're working together across the community colleges of Spokane. I think that's part of, as we try to become more efficient, we've seen it in student services.
Right.
Our student services folks from the Institute for Extended Learning work with folks from Spokane Community College and Spokane Falls Community College. The benefit for us and for our students is that as they transfer between the IEL to SCC or to SFCC, it's seamless now. Right. It used to be challenging for those students to move from Colville to Spokane and take classes. So that efficiency of us working together, part of it was budget related,
Sure.
but part of it was what is best for students.
Exactly.
And we're really committed to making it best for students. The other part for the Institute for Extended Learning is the fact we're very flexible and very responsive.
That's what you're known for. The IEL is responsive and
Yes,
adaptable.
And we have the flexibility to do that and the ability to do that because we are not tied to just a campus. We can uproot ourselves and go provide training on site.
On site
at a business or at a school or at a community partner.
Just kind of meet the employer where they need or want.
Exactly. So as we continue to do that, I think some of that culture is rubbing off on Spokane Community College and Spokane Falls Community College, and we just have a great time doing it. We're committed to students, we're committed to our communities, and we find that being flexible in this way allows us to serve folks in a positive way.
Yeah. That's wonderful. The words that I love to hear, of course, the innovation, the excellence, the efficiency, the accountability, and then that adaptability to serve the public need, whether it's a business or a student or an employer, as you're doing. What about online? What's going on, and how do we make things happen for students? Just say a word about that.
Sure.
And then maybe you could add the kinds of online student support services that are provided as the students are learning through television or other means. So.
Sure. Well, one of the challenges in our rural communities is the fact that it's hard to get a big full class of students to serve with a direct lecture class. So we offer interactive television classes that are beamed out from, so it may be an instructor in Newport with students in Ione or in Chelan or in Pullman all taking that same class. So it allows us to offer a class serving 30 students, but they may not all be in the same location.
But they're not all from the same community. That's excellent.
So it allows us to serve more students in a more efficient way. But online's growing like crazy, and the Institute for Extended Learning is very committed to serving our students in an online fashion, hybrid fashion,
yes.
Or we have some high flex models as well.
Okay. So describe those two.
Sure.
What's hybrid, and what's the
high
flex?
flex.
So that
A new
if
term
I
as
were
well.
if I were going to take one of those,
Sure.
what would it be?
So where hybrid allows some of the material to be online and may have some requirements for some in-class work as well.
Okay.
And HighFlex allows for the opportunity to be hybrid or to be completely online.
Okay.
So it allows
Kind of uses
students-
both.
Correct. It uses both. And the other nice thing about some of our online or HighFlex hybrid options is we can video some of the lectures, and then students can then go back home and rewatch lectures as necessary.
So study it. If they missed some concept or didn't get the notes they wanted, they can actually view it again and benefit from that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Again, trying to be innovative with the ways that we're serving students and recognizing that online and technology is so important to the students we serve today.
It is.
And it allows us to serve folks that aren't close to a population center that really still want to gain some education.
Well, and it is about the IEL, and Denise, I know that your heart is always with the students, but it allows, and everyone at the IEL has a big heart for the students. It allows the IEL, the Institute for Extended Learning, to really fulfill the mission of the community colleges of Spokane, which is to provide affordable, quality access to students in Eastern Washington wherever they live. It's remarkable, and the Institute for Extended Learning is truly a gem in our community. Thank you for joining us,